All right, so it's a week later. Our bed is ready to go. We need to add the headboard and the footboard. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint this. Now, if you have an airbrush, you can airbrush it. I'm using Aztec Gold luster dust mixed with a golden bronze luster dust to give it kind of a bronzy look. Now, if you don't have an airbrush, you can go to a hardware store and you can buy a Preval sprayer. And it comes with a bottle like this, and then this piece just screws in. And this is the piece that's replaced. This has compressed air in it, so this is your airbrush. And so you'll use this and then it'll stop working and you'll go buy a replacement unit, which is just this. You don't need to buy the jar again. And it just comes like this, all ready to go. You put the little piece in here and screw it in and you're all ready to start again. And if you don't have an airbrush, this is a nice cheap alternative to going out and spending $200 or $300 on a nice airbrush. And it works the same way. You just do it like this and you just spray like that. Or the other option is you can paint it. And this is all luster dust mixed with vodka. So I'm doing the same thing. I've taken my luster dust. I actually, for things like this a little bit better because this is a very fine mist and it's going to take you a lot of coats to cover it. Whereas this, if you take your luster dust and make it about, I like to say, the consistency of milk. It's not water, it's not thin, but it's the consistency of milk. You can paint it right on and it goes on much easier and much quicker. So you can do the airbrush thing if that's your thing, or you can do this, or you can do that, whatever works for you. But this is how I do it. And you're just going to paint it all the way around and get in all the nooks and crannies. And then this is going to have to dry because what you've done is you've taken your gum paste, which was all nice and hard, and made it wet again. And it's not going to completely make it, starting from scratch, but it's going to definitely need probably a day to harden again. So I would do this, make my bedpost, wait like 5 days, then paint it, and then come back on the day after you paint it and actually put it together on your bed. So that's how that works. Okay. All right, so the last thing I'm going to do before I put bedposts on is I'm going to monogram my comforter. So I'm just going to take a piece of white and I'm going to cut a square out of it like this. So that's one side. I'm going to turn this the other way and do the other side. So there's my little square. And I'm going to take a brush and I'm just going to hand do an M because it's my bed. So I'm going to put an M on there for Monika. I'm going to do it in dark purple. And just going to let's get some more paint on there. Come on, there we go. All right. Just going to hand draw a nice M to put on my bed, because it is my bed. Just get that out of there. There we go. Nothing fancy. Just a little M like that. And now I'm gonna slide my handy dandy palette knife tool underneath it so that it doesn't misshape or warp. And I'm going to put a little bit of water. Let's see where that would go. That would go right in the center of my bed. So I'm going to put it right there. And I'm going to lay that on like that. And there is my little monogrammed comforter. All right, so I've got my bed, my head post and my foot post, and what I've done is I've lifted it up and I've marked where these points are going to go into my board. And then I've taken a dowel and I've hammered those in both, so I've got nice holes for this to fit into. And so then I'm going to lift it up and just slide it in. And that is my headboard, like that. And now I can take some royal and attach it to the bed so that I don't have it, you don't want it moving around. So I'm kind of leaning it forward a little bit and putting royal on the edges so that it's going to attach and stick. There we go. Okay. And that's the headboard. And now we'll see the footboard. And I can see some parts where I've missed the paint, so I'm going to go back in and paint those. But let's mark the footboard here real quick. So that would go here and here, right there. So I'm going to hammer these in real good because I want it to be nice in there really well. So, and this is the same size dowel as I put inside on my board, so I know that they're going to fit. And sometimes, because you're going in with the point, you want to go in the other way to really push it down. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead, since this one's lower, and put my royal on here beforehand, like this. You can see I didn't paint the back because I didn't need to, because you're not going to see parts of it. And what I'm going to do is, once I get it on here, and I can see what I missed, then I'm going to add that. There we go. So let's put that on there. You know what, this one is not quite in the right spot, so I'm going to move it because it has to go closer to the bed. So let's go ahead and put that in there and get that in the right spot. There we go.